The cop's bark cut through the alley like gunfire as he slammed the scruffy-looking man against the brick wall. The suspect's face hit hard, but he didn't fight back, just took it, breathing steadily, eyes locked ahead. Officer Riggs twisted the man's arm behind his back, knee digging into his spine. "You think you can just walk away from me, tough guy?" he hissed, wrenching the suspect's shirt collar to cuff him. Then he saw it. The tattoo. Not just any tattoo. A U.S. Marine Corps emblem, stark and proud over the man's heart right above. A jagged, puckered bullet scar. Riggs' blood turned to ice, because he knew that scar. He'd seen it before in a photo, pinned to his captain's desk. "That's Sergeant Cole," his captain had said once, voice thick with something like awe. "Took a round to the chest, dragging 2 of my men out of an ambush in Fallujah. Died on the medevac." They gave him the Medal of Honor posthumously. But Cole wasn't dead. He was right here, and Riggs had just slammed a war hero into a wall. The alley spun. His grip faltered. Cole turned his head slightly, voice a graveled whisper. "You done, officer?" And in that moment, Riggs realized he'd made the biggest mistake of his life, because some men don't wear their honor on their sleeves. They carry it in their scars. The bar was rowdy, filled with laughter and clinking glasses, until a WASN single quotes T.Jake. Carter, a quiet man with sharp eyes, sat alone in the corner nursing a beer. He wasn't looking for trouble, but trouble had a way of finding him. A group of drunk college kids, loud and obnoxious, started throwing insults his way. "Hey, old man, you lost?" One sneered, shoving Jake's shoulder. Jake didn't flinch. "Walk away, kid," he muttered, his voice low and dangerous, but the kid didn't listen. Instead, he swung. Big mistake. In a flash, Jake had him pinned to the ground, not hurting him, just controlling him. The kid's friends backed off, stunned. Someone called the cops. When Officer Daniels stormed in, he took one look at the scene and assumed the worst. "You're under arrest, tough guy," he snarled, slamming Jake against the wall. Jake didn't resist. He knew the drill. But then Daniels yanked his shirt collar and froze. There, etched into Jake's chest, was the unmistakable eagle, globe, and anchor, the symbol of the United States Marine Corps. Beneath it, a jagged scar ran diagonally. A brutal reminder of combat. Daniel's grip loosened. His face paled. "Semper Fi, brother?" Jake asked calmly. The officer stumbled back, his voice cracking. I didn't know." Jake straightened his shirt. "You don't have to know. You just have to do better." The bar fell silent. The college. Kids stared, mouths agape. Daniels, a former Marine himself, swallowed hard. "I'm sorry, sir." Jake nodded, then turned to the kids still on the floor. "You got a problem with me, you say it to my face. But remember some fights you don't walk away from." With that, he tossed a 20 on the bar and walked out, leaving behind a room full of humbled men, because sometimes the toughest guys are the ones who don't need to prove a thing. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And sometimes all it takes is one look at the scars a man carries to remind the world what true strength looks like. The night air was cold as Jake stepped outside, the neon bar sign casting long shadows on the pavement. He took a deep breath, the adrenaline still humming in his veins. He hated scenes like that, hated being dragged back into a world of aggression he'd left behind years ago. Behind him, the bar door creaked open. Wait, it was Officer Daniels, his badge glinting under the streetlight. His earlier bravado was gone, replaced by something heavier. Shame. Jake didn't turn around. "Problem, officer?" Daniels hesitated. "No, sir. I need to apologize, properly." Jake finally faced him, his expression unreadable. "You don't owe me anything." "Yes, I do." Daniels exhaled sharply. "I was out of line. I saw a big guy." holding down some kid and jumped to conclusions. But that tattoo, he gestured weakly at Jake's chest. You're a Marine. And that scar, that's from Fallujah, isn't it? Jake's jaw tightened. You know your war wounds. Because I was there too, Daniels admitted, his voice rough. 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines. I got out, put on a badge, and thought I was still serving. But tonight, I acted like the enemy. Long silence stretched between them. Finally, Jake nodded. We all have bad nights. But how you handle the next one, that's what defines you. Daniels swallowed hard. I won't forget this. Jake gave him a faint, knowing smirk. Good. Now go back inside and make sure those kids get home safely. They're idiots, but they're somebody's kids. Daniels straightened as if snapping back to attention. Yes, sir. As Jake walked away, he heard the officer's final words. Semper Fi, brother. Jake didn't look back, but he raised a hand in acknowledgement. Some lessons weren't learned. In boot camp. Some had to be earned the hard way. Jake was at the same bar, same corner. Same beer, when a familiar face approached. It was the college kid from the fight. No swagger. No smirk. Just a nervous grip on his own drink. Hey, man, I came to apologize. Jake raised an eyebrow. For what? For being a dumbass. For not knowing when to shut up. The kid hesitated. My dad was a Marine. He died overseas when I was 6. I never got it the discipline, the honor. But after that night, I looked you up. Jake's grip on his beer tightened. Yeah? The kid pulled out a folded piece of paper, a recruitment form. I leave for Paris Island next month. Jake studied him for a long moment. Then, for the first time in years, he smiled. Welcome to the Brotherhood, kid. Sometimes the strongest battles aren't fought with fists, but with the lessons that change a man forever. 6 months later, the bar was quieter than usual. The same bartender wiped down glasses, the same neon sign buzzed outside, but the air felt different. The college kids who used to start trouble now sat respectfully in Jake's corner whenever he came in. Then the door swung open. Officer Daniels walked in, but not in uniform. He wore civilian clothes, his posture stiff, as if he were carrying. Wait, he spotted Jake and approached without hesitation. Mind if I sit? Jake pushed out a chair with his boot. Are you off duty? Not exactly. Daniels exhaled, rubbing his face. I turned in my badge yesterday. Jake paused mid-sip. Why? Daniels pulled a folded newspaper from his pocket. The headline read, Local Officer Exposes Corruption in Department, Whistleblower Claims Retaliation. Turns out I wasn't serving justice. I was serving a broken system. His hands clenched. After our talk that night, I started paying attention. Saw things I couldn't unsee. Jake studied him. You got a plan? Re-enlisting. Daniels tapped the eagle, globe, and anchor on his own forearm. A tattoo Jake hadn't noticed before. The Corps could use a few good men who remember what honor means. Jake smirked. About damn time. Just then, the door burst open again. It was the college kid, now clean-cut, his shoulders squared beneath a fresh, high and tight haircut. His eyes lit up when he saw them. Holy hell, both of you? He dropped a duffel bag stamped USMC recruit. I ship out tomorrow. Daniels laughed, the first real laugh Jake had heard from him. Looks like we're all heading back to the suck. Jake stood abruptly, tossing cash on the bar. Then last round's on me. As the three clinked glasses, the grizzled veteran, the redeemed cop, and the kid who'd grown up the bartender shook his head, smiling. Some stories ended. This one? It was just getting started. A single moment of respect can change a life. A single act of courage can change the world. The three Marines, Jake, Daniels, and the kid, now called Rook, stood together outside the bar as dawn broke over the quiet streets. Their shadows stretched long behind them, just like the road. Ahead, Jake lit a cigarette, the flame flickering in his tired eyes. You two realize this ain't some movie, right? The cores will chew you up and spit you out if you're weak. Daniel smirked. Been there before. Rook squared his shoulders. Then I'll get stronger. A silence settled between them, heavy with unspoken understanding. Some bonds didn't need words. They were forged in shared pain, shared purpose. Jake crushed the cigarette under his boot. All right, devil dogs. Let's move out. As they walked toward the rising sun, three became one, a brotherhood stronger than blood, tougher than steel. Some men are born warriors. Others are made by choice. But the rarest are those who rise from their scars, not to fight, but to lead. To teach. To remind the world that honor isn't given. It's earned. Every damn day. Want more gritty, heart-pounding tales of redemption and brotherhood? Drop a comment or share this story with someone who needs it. OORH.